Welcome, Aries, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview for week commencing the 6th of July for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead, first of all. On screen is your event chart. I'll unpack that. Always influential. I'll then go through each of those influences in detail. By the end of the video, you have a clear picture of what's upcoming in terms of your vitality, work, relationships and finances. Thank you so much for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundel. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. It's a week which sees Neptune in your zodiac sign go into its annual 5-month retrograde. Also, we have a quarter moon in Aries, but Venus, the planet of relating, moves out of the most flamboyant part of your chart and into the much more practical Virgo. What will that mean? I'm also going to show why the big picture for you is hugely dynamic, whilst the immediate circumstances you're dealing with could be a little bit frustrating. So on the screen now is the event chart Aries. As ever, we need to look at the two luminaries. The moon is just tucked up in the sensitive Pisces. So at the end of the weekend, you may have appreciated a bit of time to think about things. The sun in the intuitive, nurturing and protective Cancer. But look at the position of Saturn in your zodiac sign. The sun moves forwards later on Monday, and there's an exact square with Saturn. If you have a situation at home where you're wanting to get some changes made, maybe practical ones, you have some tradespeople coming in to help you, or maybe there are some outstanding chores that need to be caught up on, your enthusiasm for those could be a little bit low. And with Mercury still in a retrograde in that area, if there is someone close to you that's really being very cooperative, that could really get into you a little bit. But as I mentioned, Neptune on Tuesday does go into its 5 months retrograde, but it's still forging a sensational link to Pluto, Uranus, and Jupiter. So if there are things that are exciting you in terms of your long-term plan, maybe new ideas, new people, still go with those, even if you do feel that there is that resistance almost immediately. And that resistance is going to be amplified on Tuesday by the quarter moon, which is in a conjunction with Saturn. So that might be a particular ignition point if you feel someone is being really awkward, unhelpful, and in some ways or another trying to find fault with a situation rather than flowing with it. With the move of Venus, however, into Virgo on Thursday, even if that frustration does come up, probably one of the best ways to deal with that is to actually be a bit more detached and think, well, what are the practical things I could do to maybe take some of the tension out of the air? And I think that could be very helpful. But if you are in a romantic relationship where you're finding it difficult to rub along, the square between Venus and Uranus at the end of this week could see you thinking very intensely about what to do and maybe finding it hard not to look at what has been challenging. And when Venus and Uranus square, there can be a need for separation and space. So just be conscious that maybe thinking in that more practical way, not having too high expectations may be very helpful. But if you are really excited about something creative, imaginative, maybe a new business idea, possibly your own channel, that really can be very gripping. And it's more at the heart of your world. You could be encountering some tension, some frustration, or things just going way too slow. I'm going to summarize those 4 areas of vitality, work, relationships, and finances next, Aries. But just to say, reduce the price of more personal horoscope reports. You can now get 3 for the price of 1. Please see below for more on that. They're great value. They're professional reports and will help you to work with your personal astrology in a much more adapt way. If you've yet to watch your July Moon Magic deep dive video on the screen, if you've yet to watch your Jupiter into Leo 13-month forecast video, that's on the screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please check out my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, you can do that below too as well. So as far as energy is concerned, I think anything to do with the more tender parts of life, whether it is those practical, physical frustrations in your property, whether it is an awkward family member, maybe it's a communicational matter, all of that can be a bit draining, I do feel. If you're working on something that's really exciting you, particularly as far as your work, I think this can be a week of fantastic progress if you don't get too knocked off course by those immediate personal considerations. As far as finances is concerned, Karen continues to ask you to work on your sense of self-worth. The more you can get that improved and strengthened, the more you can attract good things to you. But having Jupiter and Venus starting the week in the part of your chart very much to do with speculation is a very good thing indeed. And also your ideas can be very vibrant, and it may be doing something completely different that's going to give you the opportunity to improve your income. Now, as far as your love life is concerned, that square between Venus and Uranus could be a bit challenging, but I think it will show up most of all if the emotional dimension of the relationship is struggling in some kind of way. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Aries. All the best and take care for now.